I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I can already tell, just based on the size of the box, that this is a lot different than the Ergodox keyboard I used to use, which was the Ergodox EZ. This is the company, ZSA, Zisa, and this is the new Moonlander keyboard. There's two, because there's two colors. Thank you for supporting this company. You can see immediately that it comes with a carrying case. And other than that, there's just a combined key cap puller and key switch puller in the box, and I actually still have my old Ergodox one. It's white! So there's two cables. This one is gonna be for connecting the keyboard to your PC, and then this one is for connecting the two halves of the keyboard because this is a split keyboard design. So there's a little Allen key in here. My initial impression is this is way smaller. It's almost half as thick. A couple extra keycaps in there. Hold on. Boom, integrated, connected, and included wrist rests. On the earlier one, everything was sold separately. You could buy this thing, and then this tenting kit was extra. They just help you like to change the angle so it can stand up. And then it was also extra to buy these completely separated, big rubbery dust magnet wrist pads. Now they've got these wrist pads just integrated. They just come with it. Now it comes out being the same price or a little more than a fully tricked out Ergodox EZ. What is that? Is it magnetic? That's just so it can click onto that. Oh, it's a cover. Okay, as you can see, there's actually a little connector in there. Because this articulates, you only actually have one tent peg to adjust. Whereas on this one, you had three, which gives you a lot of options. You can still decide if you wanted to put it there or on that side. And then that goes down like that. Yeah, it's not too bad. Cool, and the reason you wanna have that is so your hand is not flat. When your hand is flat like that, that's called a pronated position. When you're in pronation, your radius and your ulnar bones actually scissor each other and they will pinch in between their tissue in your arm. So that's why you can get sore and you can get RSIs just from having your hands flat. What is this? Does this come out? Oh, I bet my past Ergodox feet are compatible with this. I could have both. What do I get though if I put this over here? You can super pronate. Like, yeah. You wouldn't want this, see? This is extension. This is another thing that ergonomic keyboards seek to solve. So take this off, flatten that out, be like that, tent it that way, that would be better. So just like on the past one, you've got this cable, and then you've got the long boy. What was it? Mini USB before? Yeah, not a micro B. Now it's USB Type-C, and a change they made is it used to plug into the right side of this keyboard. Now it plugs into the left side. And that is a selling feature on their website because you can just operate it one half at a time and give yourself a lot of mouse real estate on your LastTechTipsStore.com. It's even more compact than before because these aren't even double wide anymore. So yeah, it's kind of the same on the inside. These are smaller, they used to be double high. And then for the thumb clusters, we get a lot fewer keys. We had 2, 4, 6 keys before, and now we just have 4, which is probably enough. I seem to recall not using all the keys in my thumb cluster. I had some pretty obscure keys in here. I really do use thumb clusters and love Ergo keyboards with thumb clusters. I wouldn't use one that doesn't because they're your strongest digit and you should be offloading as much typing as you can onto them. But I think that 5 is sufficient. They look like they're the principal buttons down here just because they're off color. You would think that's like the main one to use, but no, you have to shift and that causes you some ulnar deviation. I found that the software that they offer to help you configure your layout is quite good, quite intuitive, and very visual. I went through 11 or 12 different configs before I settle on what I wanted on this thing. And that all has to do with the keys on the side, because you can see you have a lot fewer keys here than you do on a standard, even 10 key list. The other thing is it doesn't have an F row. That's annoying if you're an Office or Excel user. I like to use F4 because it repeats the last action. So if I insert a row in a spreadsheet, I can just F4 or F4 a bunch of times, it'll keep doing that. But if you want this tight minimal look, that's the kind of the sacrifice you have to make. These are really cool keycaps. They're really gritty and like matte and chalky feeling. I like them. This I believe I ordered with box whites from Kale, a very popular switch. When we did our big key switch roundup, that was one of the most popular ones. It's a clicky switch, and that's why this feels so awesome. Okay, I got my laptop, I'm gonna power this thing on and see the RGB lights and everything right after this message from our sponsor, Grammarly. Thanks to Grammarly for sponsoring today's video. Grammarly is a digital writing assistant that helps you with grammar and spelling suggestions. Simply install the browser extension, log in, and start typing. There's also Grammarly Premium, which provides more in-depth feedback on your writing. We recommend checking out the vocabulary and clarity suggestion tools. It helps you save time and make your writing more compelling by finding synonyms for overused words and completely removing unnecessary words. An epidemic among emailers, you know? Just get that crap out of there. These features make it super easy for job hunters to save time and make a great first impression on every application or introductory email. So go ahead and go to grammarly.com/shortcircuit today and get 20% off your Grammarly Premium subscription to help you save time and start emailing and writing more efficiently. Sweet retro noise. These nice and spread. Ugh, look at the RGBs. All right, let's get to typing. Oh, they've got this. Ha! If you're coming from a QWERTY, it's probably easier for you than me, where I have my thumbs are so. Oh no, no, it's not escape. Ow! My thumbs are so used to doing other things. I don't know where they have, what do they use for space on default? James, space, no, that's return. What do we got over here? This is space. Oh, I don't like having space on my left thumb. Not used to it. Oh no, I minimized it. Don't try any special functions or shifts. This is an adventure. See, unlabeled keys, you gotta get used to it. One thing that you'll have to get used to, probably regardless, is this is an ortholinear or columnar layout. So in a QWERTY, these keys are actually staggered instead of up and down like this. X and C. When I switch to a QWERTY these days, I hit X and C differently. If I'm gonna write cat, I hit C with my index finger on a QWERTY keyboard, but on these keyboards, you can see it's actually underneath the middle finger. So on this, I would hit it like that. That'll take some getting used to. Same with X. Because the way they're staggered on a QWERTY, you kind of want to just curl your finger like down in that way. Oh yeah, another thing that I remember is kind of a drag to get used to is having your arrow keys split out. So you've got left and right on the left hand and up and down on the right hand. And that's just, you could get used to it, but it's kind of tough. Boop. You can see the switches come out. You can put whatever switches you want in here that are compatible with this pinout. I do notice now that build quality wise, there is a bit of a weirdness. Right in there is like a little janky on both of them. So it just looks like how they're made. It gets thinner right at that point. There's a little bit of like a concave arc and it just looks a little rough. For the most part, this is pretty nice though. Like even other parts of this curved rest look good. Then you've got these threads, which I didn't notice before. You could actually mount these to, let's say, the side of your chair. So you could just be, you know, way back here. Why don't we look at the black one? Pretty badass, I will say that. This is called dark matter. It might be more durable in terms of like discoloration and just marking it up. If your hands are dirty, this might look newer for longer, I don't know. I just like the white one. I feel like the product was designed to be white. There it is. I think that's basically it for this keyboard. Fold this puppy up. Got one pouch for each module. Feel like that is a good amount of Velcro to keep everything together. And so that's about it. If you're asking yourself, should I upgrade for my Ergodox Easy? It depends on what you got because they iterated a bit, I believe, in terms of RGB. The one that we have here actually is not RGB on the keys. It's the Shine package, which is just LEDs that are RGB on the back. So it's like an underglow. But they did have the glow variant later on where it's actually RGB under each key. If you want to upgrade just for RGB, it just looks more modern and it's more portable. It's easier to fold this up and put it in the case than it is to carry around all this cumbersome crap. They're not cheap. They're not cheap. They've never been cheap, but they're cool. If I was still using the Ergodox Easy, I would definitely upgrade to this newer one. It looks like there's no downside to it. Sure, this thumb clusters have a few fewer keys, but I don't think that really matters. This just looks cooler and cleaner. It's pretty sweet. I'm happy with this. This is a worthy sequel, worthy successor. And you know what? You can use it for gaming too. So subscribe to Short Circuit. Thanks for watching. And we're blasting off now. Bye.